collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your 7-card draw. What do I need shadow read for this full moon in September till new moon in October 2021? I'm your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998, author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, now available on Kindle, links in the description box. Fellow Earth sign Virgo that I am, the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal. Hey, hey my bulls, it's shadow work time, yay! We've got some interesting astrological weather coming along with this waning moon, September into October. If you are new to the channel, a 7-card draw or a 5-card draw, in this case 7, 1 card from 7 different divination systems, although technically 2 of them are not divination systems. We actually have 2 healing systems, 2 tarot decks, 3 oracles to get you clues, tips, and hints about what you need to focus on, to be aware of, to do, but in a waning moon sense. Full to new, boop, 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 boop. That's the sound effect and the visual for you for this specific timeline, this 2-week period. So let's have a look at that 2-week period. We are looking at a very interesting full moon. The moon is in Pisces right until the second it goes void, of course. Void, of course, is a long story. Look into it. It's essentially the gap between signs when the moon goes from sign to sign. No other planet does it. It's a long story, but not a great time for intention work, and certainly the moon is no longer in that sign. It's in between. It's void, of course. So we are looking at Monday, September 20th, 7:55 p.m. Eastern is when it goes full void, of course. Sorry, I didn't write it that way. It is then void, of course, goes into Aries at 11:13 p.m. on that Monday, the 20th. A couple of days later, the 22nd, is Mabon, autumnal equinox, first day of fall. So that's a big shift there. People do all sorts of ritual and intention stuff there, but that is during the waning moon. Could make it a little interesting to look at. And then we've got Monday, September 27th, Mercury goes retrograde. It goes retrograde until Monday, October 8th. So that's Mondays. Tell me why I don't like Mondays. But then, of course, we will get eventually to that new moon in Libra on Wednesday, 7:05 a.m. on the 6th, right? 10/6, October 6th. So great, we'll be going right. We'll have 2 more days of Mercury retrograde after that. But by the way, on that new moon, Pluto goes direct, right? At 2:29 p.m. So 7:05 a.m. new moon. Fine to get your stuff done, but then 2:29 p.m. Pluto, the planet of death and transformation, goes direct. So you can see it's a lot. Shadow work is just going to be helpful. There's plenty of resources about what shadow work is, and certainly if you want to book me for a reading or spiritual counseling, I do them pretty much every day. That's why I'm not putting out tons of videos so much anymore, because I'm taking clients, paying my bills, and helping with the evolution of consciousness on planet Earth. Other than that, standard YouTube reading rules apply. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs to get more points of view on what we're about to look at, or maybe something else going on, because life seems to be more than about just one thing as ever. Otherwise, both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. I will do the same to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace I can for this 2-week timeline for you. All the decks that I read are always in the bottom of the description box, filled with so much information. My description box stuff on Vimeo. My book is down there. If you want to book me for a reading, I did a video called Booking a Reading with Mal to give you a little taste of what goes on before, during, and after. Cool. That's about it. I'm done explaining. Please take a nice deep breath. You gotta do it. Gotta do it every time, man. So I make those little explanatory videos. One more nice deep breath. As the siren goes off in the distance. Okay, we'll take that as part of a reading. Using the Caroline Mace archetype deck, I call upon my collective pantheons. Hey now, no flippers, unless you're dolphins. I call upon my collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods. Ascended Masters General Assembly, the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, and the totem animals and animal spirits for the Taurus collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this 7-card draw video, receiving this reading as best as any of us can. Please, what is the dominant 8th chakra archetype? Stop flipping. What is the dominant 8th chakra archetype? The soul lesson, the soul power they are developing from shadow to light, lead to gold, toxic to healthy, pain to peace, fear to love, this full to new. The Fool archetype. Now this is a good. Well, all archetypes are neutral. There's a balance of lead to gold, shadow to light, what's written on the card. So this is hovering over your head. So this is influencing everything else in your energy field electromagnetically, bringing to you specific incidences to help you clear the shadow, right? The shadow read. If you have an idea what's going on in the shadow, you can face it directly instead of having it sneak up on you and possess you, and you end up doing stuff you regret. The shadow attribute, using humor to wound rather than liberate. I feel attacked. Denial of your emotional truth. And sure, we can bypass how we're really feeling in any given moment with humor, sarcastic or otherwise. That's how I was raised. That's why I don't have a Pisces moon. So it really didn't work for me too much. It would really build up and then I get hit with a tidal wave, all the repressed stuff, right? So, laugh, clown, laugh. The light attribute, fearlessly revealing emotion. Helping people laugh at absurdity and hypocrisy. So I have a nice dose of this archetype in my chemistry. So to speak, you can have an archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime. For me, it tends to be a season. It is the masculine family of archetypes. So we're talking about an external yang vibe here rather than an internal. And everybody plays the fool sometimes. There's no exception to the rule. Listen, baby. Maybe factual, maybe cruel, but everybody plays the fool sometimes. So let's see what's going on the next 4 chakras down. The crown, the third eye, the throat, the heart, how this is incarnating in your energy field inside of yourself. Those 4 chakras really are like the interior castle. It's your psychological world, spiritual, mental, willpower, and emotional power, right? So let's see what's going on. Please take a nice deep breath. Because this is where really shadow work goes down, at least our part of it. So as I call upon my goddesses of earth and the sign of Taurus, the powers of the north, please, 1 card in clarity for the Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Watching this video, receiving this reading, alchemizing in some way, shape, or form the Fool archetype in their lives. When they're doing the shadow work here, give them a clue, a tip, a hint for this. This full to new September into October. Please, 1 card, and you've got the Tower. Okay, so yeah, this is being struck by lightning. This can be enlightenment. When it's heart, throat, third eye, crown, it's not so much something happening on in the outside world, but we'll get there next with the next tarot deck. This is Kali, the Awakener. Because if you have a Kali finger puppet, go for it! Ah! She will not remain on my finger for the reading. She can go up there with Cassie Sandsmark and Donna Troy. And this is the example I've used for decades. I've taught tarot. I will teach tarot again. I want to do it in an actual classroom so everybody get the, someone doesn't believe in ghosts, doesn't believe in spirits, thinks all this stuff is ridiculous. Then one morning, the crack of dawn, something wakes them up and it's their great-great-grandmother going at the foot of the bed, who's been dead, forever, and right, and all of that disbelief gone in 1 second, seeing through a lens darkly with a big ass squirt of Windex, right, wipe that thing clean. Can be heart, throat, third eye, or crown, girl. It can be any of those, can be all of those, but certainly an interior structure that no longer serves. Is being taken down. Now look, this is abrupt, this is not gradual, this can absolutely be a spiritual enlightenment, an insight, a destruction of illusions, lies, illusions, deceptions, and delusions that we all have here on planet Earth. Please, that we think we're separate from each other, that we're not really all one, right? That's a big one. Please take a nice deep breath. Yeah, people talk about the fifth dimension. The fifth dimension, it's like, well, that's unity. That means the people that you hate, you have to send love to because it's you in another body. Nobody wants to go there, except those who do. Please take a nice deep breath. What do you think he meant by turn the other cheek? I'm a witch and I know that. Here we go. Lower three chakras, mythic tarot. Please take a nice deep breath. As I call upon my gods of earth, the sign of Taurus, powers of the north, please, for the Taurus collective, sun, moon, rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading. What do you got for the Taurus collective? Dealing with the Fool, right? May be afraid of looking a fool by revealing some emotion there, but it seems to be what's going on. Certainly with the Tower card hitting them, heart, third eye, crown. What's this looking like from the outside looking in or the inside looking out, involving the tribal relationships of the root chakra, the one-on-one relationships with the second chakra, or the relationship to the self, maybe all of that, some of that in the solar plexus, this full to new. Two major arcana cards out of the two tarot decks. We're using the Hierophant, Chiron, the wounded healer, if you are a healer, and I feel like every Taurus, every earth sign, but every Taurus in particular is a healer in some way, shape, or form. They may not be aware of it. Like, it's not all about, whatever, hanging a shingle. But certainly the Hierophant speaks of a process of growth and evolution. In other words, no one becomes a Hierophant day one. Right, you're going to start as a novice and work your way up, whatever the structure may be. I was a high priest. I had to make myself high priest. We started a coven, but then I went through a clergy training program that nearly killed me. Never again the coven times. I'm so done. But that's why I can certainly stand up and say, yeah, I am teaching what I have learned. And in terms of spiritual teaching, let's just say this, it might not be for everybody. Being a spiritual teacher, to me, the most important thing is teaching by example. That's why I am transparent about shit, because in this world where we're like so upset that things are hidden, it's like, well, then be transparent. Take the risk, right? Like the Fool card, take the jump, take the leap of faith, be transparent. The second is to share what works for you, right? That's all I do. I find something, I integrate it, I'm a Virgo, I sort through it, and I put out into the world what works for me as a teacher. And the third thing is, I think they're all pretty equally important. Don't offer answers to questions that haven't been asked. All right? If people, Uranus is retrograde and they have a cream for that now. And it's like, nobody wants to hear that. When people want to know, trust me, I'm a reader. When people want to know, even as a spiritual teacher, a spiritual counselor, they let you know they want to know. So there is something here. That could be you from the outside looking in, playing the role of the Hierophant, the high priest, if you want to go there. The teacher can certainly be something structured, commitments there. People often relate it to a marriage card, and I understand that to an extent, something formalized, but something definitely in stages. The healing process isn't a once and done. So let's keep going. The Matcon Healing Mantra deck, the Voices of the Ascended Masters. Please take a nice deep breath. And we will say the Ascended Masters of the General Assembly, because this feels very, very general so far. Please, one card in clarity. What is the perfect healing, here you go, healing mantra for the Taurus collective? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, alchemizing the Fool with the Tower on the inner, Kali the Awakener, and certainly maybe an awakening, and maybe even a spiritual awakening with the Hierophant on the outer, if that's us looking at them on the horizontal trajectory. What is their perfect healing mantra to help them with this full to new? Expanding inner power. I am my most powerful when my creativity is given a voice. Well, I think with this Fool, right, let's go back. The Fool, fearlessly revealing emotions, helping people laugh at absurdity and hypocrisy. I mean, I do that every day on YouTube. I do that in everything I do practically, teach by example. But particularly if you've been struck with a certain insight that is a game changer, and I mean an instant game changer, that you're going to feel more powerful, right, when your creativity is given a voice. Now, maybe that is speaking, maybe it's not. Maybe that's writing, maybe that's interpretive dance, decoupage, Zen underwater basket weaving, whatever it is that you do to bring this into form. And that does make sense. I mean, you don't have to make a profit. It's not about product. It's about process, the creative process. I am my most powerful when my creativity is given a voice, meaning that even if you want to keep it completely confidential, keep it secret, keep it safe, you can, but begin bringing that in. I mean, the Hierophant really is a teacher, but, teach by example here, because there's something about taking off the mask of the fool and revealing something, and also remember, masks reveal more than they conceal. Well, put that on a pillow, Grandma. Stitch it on a pillow, throw it on the couch. Let's keep going. Expanding your inner power, let's look at the voices of the higher selves. Your higher selves. Higher selves of all involved, I say, but this feels like this is very singular within you. Please breathe. Although this is the party turned her deck. I had a client here at the house on Sunday. She drove from Pennsylvania for a face-to-face. It was really cool. We hung out. It was a really good time. Up she goes, oh no, the party turned her deck. I'm like, yeah, here we go. Please take a nice deep breath. Let's turn this party hard. As I call upon the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra, and above, what is the whisper of love, the piece of information, inspiration, and or insight needed in this 7-card draw, what do I need read for the Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Watching this video, receiving this reading, alchemizing the Fool with the Tower on the inner, Hierophant on the outer, expanding their inner power because they are at their most powerful when their creativity is given a voice. So what is the whisper of love from the higher selves, this full to new? Be supportive. Make a genuine effort to show you care. This is very much in alignment with a masculine family archetype. There are 9 families. There's the survival, the feminine, the masculine, and then a bunch of others, right? So those are like the tarot in that way. You're really looking here at exposing something about yourself. And it takes vulnerability. And it does take, well, Carolyn Mace just popped into my head. I guess I was holding that card. It's her card deck. The first controlling fear of 3 is the fear of humiliation. And she said in a lecture, I don't know, it feels like decades ago I heard her say this, that if that is your fear, if you are afraid of being humiliated, I hope you get humiliated soon so you realize you lived through it. I was like, oof, she's tough, but I love her for that, right? So be supportive. Make a genuine effort. And genuine certainly implies transparency, right? So, don't answer questions that haven't been asked. It's just my personal pearl of wisdom. I learned that the hard way. Particularly if people think, I'm like, I didn't ask. Do I look like I'm open for business right now, right? You can tell, look at people, whether somebody's open to hearing what your insight is in that moment. And it's great that you have an insight. But let that inspire you to support them. Be supportive. Show you care. Make a genuine effort to show you care. Don't go overboard. But you're a Taurus, right? Bunt cake. I don't know. I'm Italian. I'm always going to bring food into the situation. So who's walking with you? Who is the totem and or spirit animal walking with you to help you on this one? We're going to do the Divine Animals Oracle. I'm going to read from the bookie book because we got Stacy DeMarco's book here. I love her name. It's like of the 2 things that I do, the 2 decks that I talk about the women's names, that both my lineages. Anyway, please breathe. Let's get shamanic as I call upon. It takes a real still point to connect, though. As I call upon the collective pantheons of spirit, animals, and totems for the Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading. Who walks with them? What is the magic they can draw upon to help them do the shadow work, to help them through this really tricky astrological weather coming up? Alchemizing the Fool, Tower on the inner, Hierophant on the outer, expanding inner power, being at their most powerful when their creativity is given a voice, and being supportive. Who can help them with this? Who is already helping them with this in the totemic field for them, this full to new? The Bison. Not exactly a bull, but bull adjacent. Bull adjacent. I have never said those words before. That's a good one. Hashtag bull adjacent. Oh, that's fun. All right, I'll show you the picture. I mean, it's very Native American, obviously. You know, it's not like France is known for their bison. I mean, maybe they are. I don't know. Cave paintings, maybe a long time ago. Let me have a look-see-dixie here with the magnifying glass. Card number 35. The keyword here, ritual. Oh, yeah, I haven't read all of these. That's why I'm booking them for you. And there's a lot of info in here. They go into, like, the behavior of the animal, the ancient mythos of it. It's like we're going to look at the keyword, a little bit of the description, and oh, we went straight to shark. No, no, no. And the magic, because that's my gig. Please take a nice deep breath. Bison, keyword, ritual. Live with authenticity and peace. I think we see a thread of authenticity here. You do not live how other people wish you to live. Your life is yours. Bringing the peace of ritual into our lives can heal us. Nourish yourself and develop habits that are beneficial and useful for you and your family. Now, stick a pin in that. We'll come back to that. A lot of information about the bison here, but we're looking at the magic. The magic of the bison is an ancient one that asks us to put aside the everyday and connect with the natural world and that of the spirits. Having everyday rituals is an important touchstone for mental and spiritual help. Keeping to good and positive ritual and habits for ourselves is something with which the bison can help us. And I absolutely agree. I mean, I have a 9-point checklist that I go through before I hit record and do these videos, including shower, right, hair, makeup, lighting, camera, all that stuff. But the very last thing is do some breath work and some prayer. Surrender it over. Use me, essentially, is the prayer. But here's the thing. You have thousands of rituals you do every day, but they mostly go unnoticed because they are sub or unconscious. And look at them. Look at them. There's something here about you really building. I mean, bison is a huge part of indigenous American spirituality. Certainly, it is nurturance. It is a herd, right? I'm sure that's not the right word. It's not a herd of bison. I'm sure it's something else, like a coven, a murder of crows or whatever, a coven of witches. But it is very tribal. And that's why it is. It's like, you do you. Stand your ground. Stampede if necessary. It is very Taurus in that sense. I mean, horns on both sides, you know. Genus, species, I do not know these things. I am just witch and cock reader. But your rituals, like, really, actually, I give my students, my spiritual counseling clients an exercise. If it comes up, I say, for a week, every day for a week, just write down what you do the first hour of your day. I mean, you don't have to write down the Dear Diary, today I went to the bathroom and brushed my teeth, but you know what I mean, like, make a list in that first week to make sure you catch all the little things, including work days and days off. And the second, then look at them and say, what is the symbolic representation here? Like, showering is purification by water. Coffee beans are ruled by Saturn for work, right? Things like that. And then you realize a ritual is just an action, usually an action with intention that is repeated. Happy birthday to you, blowing out the candle on the cake, that's a ritual, but it's also a ceremony because it happens once a year to commemorate. So there's a difference between a ritual and a ceremony. Marriage ceremonies are supposed to happen once, but Thank God it don't for some of us. Let's get your last card down, and we're going to use, I never remember the intro to this, the mystical the mystical Celtic blessing cards to enrich and empowered. Blessed be by who, and who is it? My malcontents, Lucy Cavendish. I love her. I love her name. I love her work. I love her words. She's good. These are great. I'm calling it an oracle. So Stacy DeMarco, and Lucy Cavendish. There's my genetic lineage, pretty much. Some other interesting things thrown in there. Let's see what the collective pantheons. All right, we start with the collective pantheons with Carolyn May Sweet, and with the collective pantheons, Lucy Cavendish. What blessing are they placing upon you to help you through this? Breathe. Yeah. I've really been coughing this morning. I was just burning a lot of sage. You can still see the smoke over. I can still see the smoke over by the cauldron. You probably got to speak up here. That's very throat chakra. And like that, out of nowhere, like that first cough came, boom. Boom. You got to do it your way, though. You got to find your way to do it. But to be supportive, to make that genuine effort, I think this is maybe simple, just maybe not easy. There's a difference. Breathe. Yes, my collective pantheons of the divine, all cultures, all everything, all lineages. What is the blessing that you shine down that you have already given to the Taurus collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, that they may fearlessly reveal emotions, helping people laugh at absurdity and hypocrisy with this lightning going on inside of them, this tower moment, this instantaneous change. Bam! Releasing or destroying what no longer works so something can be rebuilt, with the Hierophant on the outer, which definitely speaks about structure, but also about teaching, also about healing, but in stages, gradual growth, so that they can expand their inner power, because they are at their most powerful when their creativity is given a voice, which made me cough, and so that they can make a genuine effort to show they care and be supportive of a family member, of a friend, of the entire family, of whoever, maybe for themselves as well. That's always a good idea to keep that in balance. With that bison that walks with them, where to find their rituals, to fill their cup first, and then give of the overflow in some way, to really give by example, to show their support here. So please clarify, last card down. What is the blessing that's in all of this that you have already given them this full to new September, October? A blessing on a friendship. And I have to say, I think this artist likes Madonna, because tell me that does not look like Madonna. Here, look at her. Like maybe the Ray of Light Madonna kissing a unicorn. Friendship, friendship, it's the perfect friendship. I don't know about unicorns, people. I really don't. Tons of raw muscle, deadly weapon on its head, can only be tamed by a virgin. And where are you going to find one? Card number 14, friendship. So this does give us context here, at least about you being friendly. Oh, the lens fell out of it. Oh, how mystical. It's all right. I'll screw it back on for right now. This is fine. Please take a nice deep breath. Yeah, let's do this for real. Like honking rutilated quartz and ametrine thing here. Speak this blessing through me, my pantheons. Card number 14. A blessing on a friendship. A blessing for a friendship where your best self is given permission to emerge and grow, and where mutual love is shared in good times and in bad. May your friendship be blessed with laughter, the Fool, but never at the expense of the dignity of one of you, the shadow attribute of the Fool. May your friendship be a delight to you both, a time of warmth and sharing, give and take, small offerings of what you have sent back and forth between you. May you be kind to each other and honest, too. May you have the trust that true friendship needs to speak of things of the soul. And may there be loyalty, one to the other, without chains or obedience, but freely given. May there be affinities of the spirit, differences to exalt in, and if harsh thoughts or words enter in, and blight the path of your companionship, may you pick them up as a stone in the road and move them out of your way. May there be closeness, but a bright and blessed space between you two. May you support each other's soul endeavors. May you breathe life to the fire of each other's dreams. And may there be moments of shared rapture with the simple things, the song you love most, the glory of dawn, the offering of meals, the breaking of bread, the warm circle of the arms of a friend which holds you while the world about you or within you is falling down. Let there be mutual care, and may your friendship endure amidst the inconsistencies of the world. Let your friendship have its season, but let it turn on and on, ever changing, ever returning to the place where you find love for each other and greater love of self for knowing one another, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. So mote it be. Does make sense. You learn a lesson of the Fool. Struck by lightning, maybe in turmoil inside. This could be the friend. This could be you being a friend, but being a teacher, a healer. But also remember, it's the wounded healer, Chiron. Keep that in mind, right? Expressing your inner power. You're most powerful when your creativity is given a voice, so that you can be genuine here, right? And show that you care. A genuine effort to be supported here. With Bison, do it in your own way. Build up your power through ritual power, simple, complex, you do you, in order to really get that there is a blessing. Like, what is the blessing in this shadow work? Well, the blessing is a blessing on friendship in some way, shape, or form. And if you would like to look at this in a soul contract read, by all means, watch the video, booking a reading with Mal. I will be glad to do so. You want to read more about my practice? Read Words of Grace from a Professional Witch. Talk about prayers. Those prayers came through me when I was in dark night of the soul in terms of my work, career, vocation, and I wrote a book while I was doing it. So, if you find yourself in that situation and you want to bring some grace in, absolutely. Otherwise, my beloved fellow earth signs, my beloved bulls, wishing you all the very best and the very blessed of the shadow work that needs to go on here for you to be authentic and true and embrace this blessing on your friendships. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.